Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I use mic because I will have some little thoughts. So my sound, my voice, probably a little bit low. So I'm going to use this mic. To continue the discussion about artificial intelligence with Mas Fikri, today I will not talk a lot. This will be a kind of focused discussion group sessions so that we can discuss it together, so we talk it together. I'm not the expert here, right? So I'm maybe like just part-time lecturer to your colleague, but yeah, I know a little bit because probably I explore the tools already a little since December. But yeah, let's just discuss about it. So my main concern is actually that later on will be what are our considerations regarding generative AI in Sampoerna University, because it's really very local, yeah. It's not. So today what I want to do is to provide space for all of us to talk it out about artificial intelligence. I know probably we have some informal conversations, probably during lunch breaks or stuff like that. But today we just formalize it in CETL meeting so that probably later on we will have recommendations for the university. So because heads on to the fall semester, I think we should have some guidelines regarding the use of generative AI in Sampoerna, right? So as far as I can browse online, well, the capstone deadline is 2018, so it doesn't mention at all about artificial intelligence. I'm not sure I can find something on Sampoerna website regarding our policy about artificial intelligence. Yeah. So therefore, we need to talk about it together. So it's yeah, two things, right? So okay, before we start that, I'm sorry to Mas Fikri, I want to pull it to a broader scenery, not only ChatGPT from and Microsoft OpenAI tools, but also there are another products out there that the students or the faculty can use as well. So there's ChatGPT, of course, it's a chatbot. You can do something amazing to create anything that we ask them to create, although sometimes not necessarily accurate, sometimes it's a hit and miss. Also, Google has a, I would call it quote-unquote dumber version because it feels dumber than ChatGPT if I try to use it. But I like it better somehow because it's dumb. So, so I use Bard now because it's like, you're dumb. Something like we know that it's not a really good answer or something like that. And then there's another tool. It's not chatbot. It's called Midjourney, probably for faculties of FVCD, community design. Probably have some quote-unquote issue about that because it can generate image from the text given. So probably, well, I don't know if it can help the students or probably help the students to cheat with the text to image generator like Midjourney. And also there's another platforms like Jenny. If you can check online, Jenny AI is not ChatGPT, not Bard. It's specifically writing assistant. So an AI tools that is specifically help the customer to write messages. So it's very specific to that. The catch is for the free one, you can only use it, that you can only generate 200 words per week or something like that. So it has some limitations. But if you pay, subscribe, you will get more words per week. So yeah, so there's it's only some examples about the AI tools. So it's available out there online. Both of the faculties and the students can access them equally. So that will be our problem actually. Yeah? So the problem is, yeah. So there we will discuss these issues, the use of generative artificial intelligence tools in Sampoerna University in this kind of framework, whether or not the use of generative AI in SU. The first one is ethical. Is it ethical to use it for example, students use it for working on their assignment, things like that? Is it equitable, whether or not it can be accessible to everyone in SU, whether or not we have some firewall to block the use of that or something like that, later on I don't know. And how to use it effectively. So that will be something that we want to think about today and talk it out today together, so that I will be here as a facilitator. Okay, without further ado, there will be two sessions. I would like only, yeah, we have tables here, so we have like 1, 2, Chris. Can you please like join one of the?
How do you know my name? You are famous.
You're famous, Pak.
Karena Pak Iwan pada dasarnya nggak ada teman. Pak Iwan pada dasarnya nggak ada teman. Karena
So that, yeah, so that we can discuss it, and then I will give you some time. I will have 2 questions, 2 big questions. That's the framework that we will like use to think about it, and then I will have 2 questions, 2 big questions. Probably we will spend about 30 minutes first, so probably 10 minutes to discuss, and then each of the table can share like probably 2 or 3 minutes the result, and then we can take notes, and then probably those notes can be compiled later on as a recommendation to university that, okay, this is what the lecturers or the faculties think about the usage of generative AI in Sampoerna, that we can have moving forward how we will use it in Sampoerna. So we have the guidelines, we have so that, yeah, if there's any problem later on, we already have the guidelines set up. Okay, so the first question, right? I just will listen and take notes. The elephant in the room. Right? The elephant in the room. So that's the biggest questions that I know we all have. Is it considered cheating if the student uses AI to do their assignment? Or in other words, is the use of AI considered to be an academic misconduct at SU? That's one big question. And then for the follow-up questions to discuss together, what are your concerns regarding the use of generative AI in the instructional settings? So probably I will give you time like 5 or 10 minutes to discuss with your peers, and then we will table by table present like your thoughts, so we can hear each other's thoughts on it. Okay? Alright, so probably 10 minutes for now. Go ahead. please discuss the
Tapi kalau kayak cerita ada yang dilihat masih nggak kelihatan.
Tetap aja itu udah separuh aja belum mikir dia, karena udah ada dia tinggal ngembang-ngembangin mungkin. Bisa dia menciptakan. Yang saya fasilitasi di situ ada
bisa nggak gitu?
Dia akan nyari blok-blok gitu terus.
Iya.
Ada basic
Gitu kan? Jadi challenging buat dia. Ayo bisa kita mulai. Gimana sih? Gimana sih caranya? Bisa bedakannya dari cara menyusun prompt-nya.
apa itu origin, sampai ke original yang mana sebenarnya ada dunia kita sudah terlalu jauh gitu, udah banyak ambil dari sini ngambil lagi.
Cara tahu cara kita memutuskan policy kita policy itu harus diubah gitu selama soalnya agak-agak jelas setelah banyak ini gitu. Ya kalau dari matematika gue kalau sampai
itu sangat dibanding gitu. Dan dia sebagai dosen kamu harus terus belajar melampaui semua itu kan terus apa kan
So it's better to us as teachers. Kita mau mengikuti semua dosen yang
jangan sampai kayak gini. Iya. Saya nggak pernah dealing sama assignment yang
yang kita belanja,
itu kan dari Pak Lukman yang ngomong.
Okay, thank you. I think this is the time for us to share our table discussions, the results. Maybe we will start with the table yang Pak Eka.
Thank you, Pak Alka.
Yeah, I will start. Probably So this is the things, and yeah, indeed, during the teaching learning festival last time, I think Pak Emi used us actually how to detect similarity rate by using AI, by using the predictive. Which could be, for example, like according to Turnitin, it's about 20% similarity. It has a similarity rate, but when we check that according to AI, it's about 100%. The thing is, probably we need to, again, this is something that we need to think later on. What is the tolerate similarity rate by using AI? Because in my opinion, learning all is a process. We cannot just say no for everything that students use or do with the AI. Again, AI is once again something that is very popular at the moment. We cannot against that. But how can we make this AI really can be a good support to us to provide good learning experience for the students? Yeah. So indeed, there are several approaches being conducted in class. Like in my class, of course, then I try to, let the students use AI to get preliminary information, for example, to see aspects of
literary analysis, and then later on try to compare that. But it's not stopped there, but they have to also incorporate some articles in order to support their opinion, because once again, they need to read the article, they need to summarize, they come up with the evaluation, and one more, which is probably not available in AI, is the response, which is very personal. So that's the things that, yeah, I mean, always try to drag or give this learning experience for the students in order to let them learn more. That's the point from me.
Additional points probably?
I think as a lecturer, we have to adapt with every new technology. So, for example, maybe we have to change our question whenever we try to create a question for exam or for assignment. So, if the student try to use AI, it's okay for them to use AI, but they still have to explain the detail of their answer.
Yeah, thank you very much. Maybe next with the other sides of the room, from OS and OS table.
Alright, so I think we are quite the same with the previous groups, including with the AI. I mean, the utilizations of AI is inevitable, so I think we cannot avoid the utilizing of the AI itself in the learning. So when it comes to the first questions, is it considered cheating if the students use AI to do their assignments? Well, naturally, when we see the assignments and we see that they only copy paste from the AI, we can see that it's not their own thinking to produce their assignments. But it's instead to prohibit students to use AI, I think we should encourage students to use AI then, and we change the natures of questions and instructions. Yeah. I think we need to have gives the information to the students what kinds of potentials of AI that can support their learnings. We should give the information about that so that they will know that the lecturers is having the awareness of utilizations of the AI itself. So, because sometimes students do work with AI or use AI with their assumptions that lecturers will not know about this kinds of practice. So they will use it. But we actually, as a lecturer, needs to provide the information so that they will aware, okay, my lecturer know about it, so I need to use it in another way, the ways that the lecturers is actually informed to us. I think that's all. Maybe there's another information.
You actually asked ChatGPT, what's the answer?
Yeah. So I also asked the ChatGPT to have answers to this. Yeah.
What's the answer?
Yeah, because one of the things why we use AI is to find the inspirations. I think ChatGPT is also having the same answers.
Okay.
Just change the natures of the question, instructions, and we need to actually have the strict guidelines on the rubrics of the assessments itself, so that the AI will be used, but with strict guidelines.
Yeah. Right. Thank you.
So at the end of the day, it's the human who drive. We are the one that drives,
Right.
not the other way
Yeah,
around.
right. Yes. I agree. Thank you so much. All right. The other table probably from Iwan and Ray.
So I think it's similar with Pustaka and Bumani.
Yeah.
So if it is used for getting idea, inspiration, we can tolerate it. But if we see using the engine that is simply copy and paste, and then I think it is we cannot collaborate.
Okay, good, good.
Or using AI to do some classify something that is not there. For example, the data from the lab.
I see. That's not a problem,
So,
right?
so I think it is common and it is already out there. It is not that is unethical.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it will apply.
I see. Yeah, right. Thank you so much. From this table.
Thank you, everyone. So from our table, it's similar, a similar response. We were thinking that we can stop technology, and we don't want to actually our students to actually stop using technology. And then this needs also be equipped by guidelines, and then coming from the lecture, probably, and if we're talking about university, guidelines set up by the policy maker. Yeah. I think that's the conclusion here. Pustaka, you might.
Additional ideas probably?
No, I think it's already.
Already, everything is there. So, yeah, is there any concerns? Like, the second question is the concerns of the use of generative AI. One of the concerns that I find interesting is I want to mention about falsifying data. That's oh, that's the second that's ChatGPT answer. All right, so Putri, right? Puji, I'm sorry. Yeah, Puji asking about can ChatGPT does answering. So yeah, let me try something first. Actually, Puji sent me a question. Study. Like this one. I'm not using Microsoft, I'm sorry. So I use the dumber one. Okay, so now I just this thinking. Correct answer nggak Bu Ci? Benar. Okay, so yeah, even the dumber one can do that. So nggak ada penjelasan, nggak ada komunikasi. So probably if the prompt, I have the prompt like asking for the steps probably. Yeah. So
that's most fun.
yeah. So that's very interesting. So right, so I will just add notes here. Basically, the general idea, we're not against the use of it. Yeah, we're not against the use of it, but guidelines needed. Yeah, guidelines needed about what kind of well, let's just say actions considered conduct gitu ya. And using generative AI for generative conduct. Nanti second concern siapa ya? Maksudnya concerns falsifying data ya, falsifying data. Okay. Terus maybe concerns, another considerations probably we have considerations. We're thinking about the assignment, yes. So probably that's some results that we have today for the first part of our discussions. Yeah, basically I think Sampoerna University at large we're not against the use of generative AI for instructional purpose or when they do their assignment, as long as there's some guidelines. So therefore, I can suggest today probably moving ahead to the fall semester, we might need to add something in our syllabus for the academic integrity items regarding the AI, so that if we lay it out for the students at the beginning of the semester, they know that okay, use of AI is easy, so we can what we can do, what we cannot do, something like that, so that students has clarity. Yeah, I think under the academic and integrity fact, something like that. So I think that's that. So the guidelines. About the considerations as well as some of the faculties mentioned that we might include in our assignments, which assignments that can be help with AI and how they answer it, and then how can we kind of like rephrase or rework our assignment so that even though they use AI, they still reach the learning objective that we want, so they can understand the materials, they have understanding of the concepts, they can do the calculations, stuff like that. So probably the form of the assignments need to be adjusted. Maybe that will be our, yeah, basically, if I were still asked to be teaching educational technology, there's one big assignment that I have to rethink right now as well, because like my midterm is kind of like essay about a debate, so that's very easy to you just put the AI, can you give me sample arguments, blah blah blah, if you against this debate, something like that, and then I think AI will generate them for them, generate the answer for them. I think I need to rethink that big chunk of assignment as well, because yeah, there are some assignments that I think now it will be too easy for the students if they use AI. And for the for full disclosure, I also have the same standing towards AI with the lecturer here, that I'm not against the use of AI in my classes. However, as for example, on the technology language learning class, I intentionally asked them to use the AI, but they have to provide their interaction with the AI. So they have to report the interaction with the AI and then compare it with the results, so that I can see whether or not they just copy paste or they do some constructive work on writing the essays. So it's kind of like adding some elements on the assignment where they have to report their interaction with the AI. But yeah, the assignment itself is using the AI for writing essays. But yeah, so it's kind of like extra assignment. Okay, so that's that. So I only have two questions basically. Yeah. The second part of this discussion is the next one. The next one will be how about us? So we talked about the students. Is it an academic respondent, something like that? Yeah. So there are several questions that we need to answer here. How about us as a faculty, as a lecturer? Can we use AI tools in the classroom? So can we use it? So are we allowed to use it in the classroom? And then if yes, the question would be how to use it ethically and how to use it effectively, more importantly, like how to use it effectively in the classroom. So probably I would like to extend these questions to the faculty and their thing, and then probably give some use cases so that, for example, in my class something, maybe something, so I can use this, and then this is how we incorporate AI in my classrooms. So probably you can discuss with your again, probably like 10 minutes or so, and then we will share the results of the discussion to the room again. Okay? So time is yours to discuss.
Harus detail banget ya.
Mungkin next ini bisa jadi contoh. Ini boleh sih pakai bukan bikin code-nya gitu, mungkin
Jadi kalau sampai kelas
Dia terasa ya. Yang kita terus juga ke bawah.
hanya terlihat tulisannya bagus, tapi intinya tuh nggak ada. Intinya tuh terlalu spesifik. Dia cuma crafting words aja, phrases. Ya, cuma grammar, memang nggak bisa bikin konten. Mama ya, capek deh.
Nanti asuhan gitu, tapi teenager semua sampai 20 tahun buat menyiapkan mereka, dan mereka pengen masuk pendidikan kerja, karena mereka paling maksudnya punya sebenarnya nggak terlalu aku udah komunitas itu juga khusus buat itu, jadi kita biasanya minta dana bikin proposal.
Alright, I think we have enough discussions for levels. I would like to hear some use cases, probably like how you use AI in the classroom effectively with students. Which type of first you want to volunteer?
Thank you. As long as it supports teaching and learning experience, so the answer is yes. I would like to underline or emphasize the word support. So AI tools should not replace the instruction. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, very good one. Are there other ideas about the use cases? Probably like how you would use it in the classroom. Probably if you use AI. Any ideas sharing? No idea yet. How to use it in the classroom?
I have.
You have? Bu Adi punya ide? Silakan Bu.
I think we are going to incorporate the AI for differentiated instruction.
Oh, okay.
Like differentiated instructions is a challenge for teachers, lecturers, educators, because it takes a lot of time for preparing. Yeah, just the idea, like we have a diagnostic test first, and in the class, we know that every question is referring to the certain chapters, and when we know that the students are like in the, for example, like number 1 and number 2 means that they need to be learned about the chapter 1 and chapter 2, but this is actually the case in mathematics preparations, for example, like taking the exams, like we are going to encourage the practice to them with a very specific areas that they need to tackle. So for example, like chapter 1 and chapter 2, we can like ask ChatGPT to generate the questions regarding to the certain aspects, and we can ask the ChatGPT to provide the answers so that it will give the easiness for us as lecturer or teachers to calculate the answers. And yeah, that's it.
Right, interesting. So, wait, aku agak batuk jadi harus beginikan dulu. Alright, so as a one interesting idea, we can, as a lecturer, we can use ChatGPT to generate assessment items. So that's one way to do it. For example, Tufani have ideas that from the results of diagnostic assessments, Tufani will find a particular chapter that the student is struggling, and then using the AI, Tufani can generate more exercises using the AI and then to give more exercise to the students. I think that's a good idea. That's a very good use cases. Another use cases, maybe dari presentasi dari
Oh yeah. I think AI can make us easy, yeah, to give us topic, for example. As an instructor, yeah, we need to elaborate or increase the way how we conduct our class, and then to avoid plagiarism. So we can use many kinds of type of the assignment, yeah. Like for example, for homework, yeah. Maybe in mathematical problem, yeah. For example, the student can get 100% in mathematical problem for homework, and maybe in another result, if we give the exam, for example. So yeah, we can compare their result, and then yeah, we can know they really understand about the materials or not from the stand of the assignment. Yeah.
So yeah, another idea is that ada lagi.
Kira belum? Udah selesai.
Oh yeah, tambahan sedikit ya. I will add a little bit so that, for example, we give the students homework, and then we will follow up the homework in class for like random presentation, so that if they quote unquote cheat with the AI, when they explain it in front, probably it will show that are you really understanding the problem here, something like that. So there's a control that we can do using another assignment. When did you learn?
For me, I actually already use it in preparing my class.
Preparing your class.
Mostly to find, because speech classes requires a lot of topics to help practice it. So I use AI tools to generate topics. So I can find more specific topics. For instance, if I want to talk about politics in Indonesia in 1950s, perhaps. You know, AI really helps summarize some of the topics that is specific to that particular era or particular time frame. So I use this all the time and generate inspiration. Like I said before, I use AI to start me with the idea. Sometimes, you know, kita kan mumet ya, banyak yang harus dipikirin, so this really helps.
Yeah, thank you.
But that's not in classroom, that's the preparation.
Preparation. That's okay. Yeah, so that's another idea for example. Yeah, sometimes I find challenging as well to generate various topics. So to provide options for the student. For example, if I think the topic myself, probably I just limit it to like 3 or 4. But then if we ask the AI, probably they can generate more than what we can think by ourselves. Yeah.
And if they generate 10, I have options.
Yeah, right. That's a good one. All right, that's another good use cases of the use of AI in education. Dari table ini ada Pustaka, ada ideas untuk use casesnya, Pak?
So maybe I would like to answer how to use it effectively.
Yeah, sure.
So the first, we can generate lesson plan by checking before classes. And then just now, my friend beside me also told me that we can type ChatGPT. For example, student made assignment on ChatGPT, and we put again to ChatGPT, is this assignment by ChatGPT, and then they are effectively can detect it.
Oh, so you use ChatGPT to detect the work of ChatGPT?
Yeah.
They cannot lie, right? So that's a good idea.
It is lie, and then after that we confirm, then it provide the different answer.
Oh, okay.
Is it generated?
Wow, that's why we need to share our experiences. Yeah, but that's very interesting. Use ChatGPT to find ChatGPT. That's a very good idea, Pak. Pak Iwan mau nambah? Oke. Dari SI lu, ada kasus kayak gini. Ada kasus kayak gini yang sudah pernah.
I think, like you said before, I also like them because I already tried many times that they give me a wrong answer.
Oh.
So if you want to use AI, I think you have to check again the answer. Don't just accept whatever they say.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. So that's the thing with AI. Yeah. So sometimes we really need to check the answers of that AI given. So it's a his and miss answers actually. And I have my first-hand experience as well. I asked my students to try using AI, and then he turned to me a paragraph with AKA formatted references, but when I check the reference, it's not there. So basically, the AI lied to me and lied to my students. So that the reference, like this, the title looks so legit. So the format is the same like APA, but when I really find I find it in Google Scholar, it's not there. And then I try to check to the journal itself. So it's like, for example, educational technology, edition numbers something, year something, you can trace it back, and then there's nothing there. So yeah, there's no articles that has that title of that. So yeah. And that is actually an opportunity, learning opportunity also, as well for the students. That another use cases that I read is that we generate passages or articles with the AI, give it to the students, and ask them to evaluate that, so that where the passages that generated by the AI went wrong. So yeah, probably they will use it to work on that also. Yeah, it's kind of like, that's a very interesting ideas. Use the ChatGPT to detect it. I have no experience on that, but yeah, that's very interesting. All right. Another use cases probably something, because I think generative AI is not about X generation, but also probably yang dari ECD. So it's not only text generation, but also picture. Like, is there any experience? I know Pak Ari already Vietnam, but Pak Ari used it to read a lot, something like that. Will it affect or help the students in PCB probably if they use text to image generator?
From my point of view, probably from different lectures.
Yeah.
From my point of view, currently it's not just Midjourney. Currently, Adobe also has embedded its Firefly to Photoshop and helps designers to actually kind of reimagine how the photo should look like. Some of my friends, industry practitioners, have experimented with this Photoshop new features as well. It's called generative fill. So you kind of highlight an area that you want to fill with something, some objects, and then you tell Photoshop what kind of objects you want to include in that particular area of the image. And it prices them. So I think currently it's still on my friends in the industry still kind of experimenting with this, and they kind of like having fun. So I guess it's a really good implication that the AI being in the creative industry could actually support creative industry. Once again, aesthetical value is quite relative. So it's not like there's a yes or no answer. It's always a gray area, which is really good for us. So it will not affect students' performance. Yeah, actually enhances student performance, and also we can learn from their perspective about what makes a good design and aesthetically appealing at the same time.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you. So, what I can understand from your explanation is like you can use similar to the text one. You can use the text to image generator to generate images and discuss it with the students. That will be really interesting. All right. So I think that's all that I have. Another thing. I should write notes here. But I think I will skip the notes for later. The antidotes I think is already answered by the discussions here, or maybe all the faculties here. Yeah. So, should we share? I think yes. There's Turnitin already detect them. Pak Kus has a good idea about using the ChatGPT to detect ChatGPT, so that's very interesting. There's Zero GPT as well. Zero GPT is an online tools that you can copy and paste text to detect whether or not it's ChatGPT generated, something like that. So there's a lot of, and probably the best antidote is ourselves. Probably like the faculty playing around with the AI knows its nook and cranny, so that we know this one smells funny. For example, if the students learning something that we are familiar with the works of the AI, familiar with the results of the queries, something like that. I think that's all. And then, that's I have to take those. Recommendations. So I think from what I get from our discussions today, it will be very different for each faculty or each lecturer, that every lecturers can have their own degree of flexibility regarding the use of AI on their classroom. But yeah, probably it will be probably under the academic integrity tag on the syllabus. It would be good if we mention that so that we can add them on the syllabus so that it's already mentioned, the students can refer to. So like how flexible or how strict the use of the AI, because as a faculty we have responsibility to make sure that the students understand how the class conducted, right? So I think the guidelines about the use of AI on the syllabus will be very important for looking towards the fall semester. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, that's all that I have for today. I don't. Yeah, I don't have anything to share. I just share the dumber version of ChatGPT, which is the Google one. I use Google, but sorry, yeah. I have nothing about Microsoft, but I use Google because a lot of my stuff is in Google. Although the dumb version is dumber, it feels like, because I feel like I'm not that smart as well, so that it fits my it fits my level. So ChatGPT is kind of like high to me, like that. All right. So thank you very much for your time. I hope we have